Hey, good morning, gamers. How is everybody feeling today? Welcome to DnDaily number 54. I am Gregory, and this is 1 in 20 D&D. Today, okay, first and foremost, before I get into what I want to talk about, which I'm really not sure, but we'll figure it out when we get there. Hey, they cleared 7 million. 7 million for the Critical Role Kickstarter. If you haven't checked it out, go do a quick search. You'll find it in just a minute. Congratulations! Not even halfway through already have blown almost 10 times what they asked for. Almost. We're 400,000 and some change away from being at 10 times what they asked for. That's how incredible the RPG community is, and the gaming community, and and the D&D community. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, today is this like sort of dreary, overcast day, and I was reflecting right before I hit the record button. I was reflecting on how the weather affects my mood and my energy all the time. Like, it's been sunny and nice the last couple days. It got nice and warm down here. I'm down in Florida. And so it was beautiful the last couple days, and I was feeling really good. And you know, life's good, all this, got lots of energy. And then today it gets all like dreary and blah. And that's exactly how I kind of feel today. And how interesting is that just by itself? But then it made me think about how on occasion I use like weather and so the environment. I mean, you could say the environment as the greater term, but weather specifically in a D&D game to either set the mood or enhance the mood or set the mood off, like to counterpose, like to contradict what you would expect. We were playing a game a couple weeks ago, and it was funny because it was a rainy day down here. It was lightning and thunder outside, and I had said in the game, because they're in a game where the weather's doing weird stuff right now, and I had said that this is for my Tuesday game right now. So I had said that, hey, the weather's kind of doing some strange stuff. Like, one minute it's hot, next minute it's really cold, and then it'll be, pouring rain, then the sun will be out. And very strange. It's kind of like that here in Florida for real. But this is bizarre, and this is like, it's out of season, it's out of character for the climate and so forth. And it just happened that there was at least one moment that I could remember where there was literally a thunder crack or a flash of lightning outside, and it absolutely perfectly fit the game. So I used it. I worked with it. And that's a really odd kind of way to use weather and the environment to enhance or to affect the game you're playing, but it worked. It was awesome and fun, at least for me. I think that the players got into that too. It certainly had an effect on our game because we were, kind of like chuckling about it and so forth. And I think I talked yesterday about like the theme and the tone of your game. And of course the talk yesterday was about it was about Mental Health Monday, about how to create a safe space, and that's really important. But I think this is another element of game development stuff for especially for you DMs out there. The way you affect your characters, the way I get affected sometimes when I'm in a game, is through the description of what I'm experiencing. And so just adding little things in the game during the game can really change the way the players feel at the table. And if you can affect the way they're feeling, it will affect the way they're playing the game, for better, for worse. And if you can affect the way they're feeling, you will affect the way they're playing the game. And that's powerful. That's incredible. So what you can do is something like this. So let's say there's a moment in your game. This idea just came to my mind, so as an easy way to share what I'm talking about. So there's a moment in your game where they enter a space that's unusually cold. Well, don't just say you enter a space that's unusually cold. Use the senses of your body to express to your characters what they're experiencing. So you might start by saying, you enter a space that's unusually cold. And then you continue by saying, you notice that the hairs on your unexposed flesh stand up on edge like goosebumps. You immediately you see your breath like mist out in front of you. There's an eerie sensation of chill running down your spine, and you instinctively pull your cloak around you to feel that warmth. You are grateful for the warmth radiating from your torch, and you almost hold it closer to your body. Like, that's way more interesting to your characters. This is kind of like storytelling 101. Almost like if you're writing, you're going to do these kind of things too, I guess. So if you need to write this stuff for yourself, you're the kind of DM or GM that you kind of have to have a script to go from. You don't feel, or you're not as comfortable being spontaneous in the moment and just going off the cuff and off the fly like I just did right here. That was totally spontaneous. I didn't have any of that planned. That's just a simple way to... I could go the other direction. So let's say you enter a room where there's a lava flow. So it's super hot. I'm not just going to say it's a lava flow and it's super hot. I'm going to say you enter a room and suddenly you almost have to take a step back because of the massive heat radiating from the corner of the room. You raise your arm instinctively and it's almost as if you're getting burned without even touching the thing in the corner. You immediately start to sweat. You can feel droplets forming on your body. And you notice that the temperature of the room has suddenly risen by many, many degrees, perhaps 40 or 50 degrees. That's a totally different description of an environment, of a room, of a sensation. Use your senses. This is basic stuff. You've probably heard other people say it. And if you haven't, if I'm the first person that's sharing it with you, that's cool. I'm glad to be sharing it with you. Using descriptive terms and words is such a simple way to affect how you present information to your party. Even when you get items, like you're handing out magic items and things like that, maybe you just say, oh, you find 50 gold pieces. But maybe you say, you find a stack of coins in the corner, perfectly, they're stacked in stacks of 10, and they're aligned perfectly in a grid so much that it's easy to count out right within a moment that you've just found 56 gold pieces. It only took a moment to say that, but it's different than saying, oh yeah, you find 56 gold pieces. Or conversely, you say, you find a bunch of coins, they're like loose and in the dirt, and it takes you time to like pick the debris and the coins and separate them out and put them into your pouch. Only takes a second, but it's a visceral thing. Now there's something that the players can like dig into, that they can feel, that they can experience, that they can imagine. Feed your players' imagination. I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to say in a nutshell. Find ways to feed the imagination of your players. It's a simple trick that DMs can use to make their games slightly more maybe a lot more. If you never do anything like this, it's, going out of book, a lot of times there's some great ways to describe stuff. They help you with that, but you can always embellish that stuff. And if you've never done this before in your games and you try it out, you might find that your players really dig it and get a lot more out of the game. And hopefully you have fun doing it, and they in turn have more fun playing. Well, there you go. So engage the imagination of your players. It'll be a fun way to up your game. I'll see you at a table someday. That's all I have to say for today. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great day. I'll see you sometime at a table, and keep rolling 20s.